Hi guys, so I'm going to read G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 1. So this was published in June of 1982. So G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Blockbuster first issue. The ultimate weapon of democracy. Introducing America's sensational new Special Missions Force for the 80s. Heavy artillery laser. G.I. Joe weapons profile. Codename HAL. Specifications range, armament top secret. Classified.
I'm Flash, and I'd like to tell you all about my little pea shooter, but I can't. Every functional aspect is top secret, and the stuff that isn't secret would scare you to death.
1. Generator air intakes. 2. CRT sighting and location computer. 3. Synchronizer unit. 4. Motor support systems. 5. Replaceable lasers, 30-hour cycles. 6. Main barrel insulation. 7. Generator exhaust port. 8. Hydraulic stabilizer. 9. Trail legs. Stanley presents G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. Quartered in top-secret armored underground bunkers, deep beneath the Army Chaplain's Assistant School at Fort Wadsworth, is America's elite counter-terrorist strike force, codenamed G.I. Joe. The most fearsome rapid deployment team of all stands ready to fight. Anywhere, anytime, anyway. Operation Lady Doomsday. Script, Larry Hama. Penciler, Herb Trimp. Inker, Bob McLeod. Letterer, Jim Novak. Colorist, Glennis Ween. Editor, Tom DeFalco. Editor-in-Chief, Jim Shooter. Monday, 0830 hours, somewhere between New York City and Washington, D.C.
I don't like it. Soldiers and Secret Service men crawling all over my train, just to protect one special passenger. So who is she anyway?
Don't you read the papers? Dr. Abigdale Burkhart is the nation's top nuclear physicist, one of the brains behind the Doomsday Project.
Yeah, I heard of her. She claims she didn't know it was a Doomsday Project, and now she's supposed to testify in front of some kind of congressional committee. No wonder your people are so nervous.
Check every inch of every car. Twice. Half the wackos in the country are out to waste that lady in the press car.
Yeah, and the other half want to make her president. Listen, she's already begun the press conference.
In other words, I was deliberately misled as to the true nature of the project. The Doomsday Project has a single goal: the development of a retaliatory weapons system capable of annihilating all life on this planet. It is unthinkable that a person of conscience could... Wait, what's that sound?
0835 hours.
The fools were totally unprepared for a surprise attack. Concentrate your fire on the soldiers. The Baroness will take care of the Secret Service.
Strike now, brothers. Take Burkhart alive.
Yes, Baroness.
Those reporters, they've got guns disguised as cameras. Get down, Dr. Burkhart. We'll handle this.
Too many civilians. Can't get a clear shot.
Force them back, Gregor, so the Baroness can grab the doctor.
All right. I've got your precious Dr. Burkhart now. Back off, or I'll turn her face into a fine red mist. Do as she says. It's obvious they only want me. I'll not have any more innocent blood shed on my account. Shut up! You're making my trigger finger itch. Gregor, hold these pigs off while the good doctor and I powder our noses.
As you command, Berenice.
This is hopeless. You'll never get off this train. Hold still. If these straps aren't tight, you'll dislocate your shoulders. When I activate the gas canister. I hope you're not afraid of heights, Dr. Burkhardt. This particular model doesn't come equipped with air sickness bags. That cable will take us to my friends.
You're right on schedule, Berenice.
Of course. Radio the airfield. We rendezvous with the supersonic transport in 10 minutes.
All 100 hours. The Pentagon. How bad is it, General Austin?
Bad? Son, the fan didn't just get hit this time. It got smothered. Burkhardt has more dangerous secrets rattling around in her pretty little head than the Russians have tanks.
Those secrets are useless without the necessary backup technology.
That's the problem, Flag. Roll that footage of the press car powder room. The stuff we didn't release to the press.
Yes, sir.
Burkhardt is in the hands of Cobra Command. They have the technology and the will to use it.
Try to rescue her and she dies. Cobra.
Their threat doesn't make any sense, sir. We'd almost be better off, national security-wise, if we attempt a rescue, bungle it, and Cobra terminates her.
Don't believe it, General Flag. We're in a double bind. We can't let Cobra keep her long enough to use her. And we can't let her die because the whole world knows that we consider her an embarrassment. Our only possible course of action is a successful rescue. It won't be easy. Cobra has legions, well trained and equipped with all the latest hardware. A direct frontal assault could turn into a bloodbath for our boys.
General Austin, we have no alternative. We'll have to call in Special Counter-Terrorist Group Delta. Codename G.I. Joe.
You're a good officer, Flag. And you'll make a good politician someday. You let an old brass hat gab his head off when you've had all the shots covered from the beginning. Sergeant! Let's see those G.I. Joe dossiers that General Flag had you compile this morning.
I've got the basic readout standing by on the display board, sir. Complete service records can be available on a printout within 10 seconds.
So there's Hawk, Zap, Grand Slam, Short Fuse, Scarlet, Stealer, Flash, Grunt, Clutch, Stalker, Breaker, Rock and Roll, Snake Eyes, Shooter, and some other ones.
Who's going to honcho this mission in the field?
Colonel Clayton M. Abernathy. Codename Hawk. He's the best man we have.
Ah, yes. But how lucky is he?
So Abernathy Clayton M. And so PRIMOS Artie Sec MOS Rad POB Denver. Hawk comes from a well-established family. He's a West Point graduate, top of class, and has seen action in a number of trouble spots, graduated advanced infantry training, covert ops school, served on Cadre North Atlantic Range Command and USA ENG COM EVP, Missile and Radar Training, Qualified Expert, M16 M1911A1 Auto Pistol. 12:31 hours, Fort Wadsworth. Just my luck. To catch a driver with a lead foot. Slow down, Clutch. This isn't Asbury Park, and we're not on Thunder Road. With all due respect to your rank, Colonel Abernathy, sir, I've got orders from General Flagg to deliver your Class A colonelship to the G.I. Joe Command Center, ASAP, as soon as possible. Young General Flagg hasn't worn out his first set of khakis yet. The orders were countersigned by General Austin. Old Iron Butt Austin. Step on it, Clutch. We'll both be facing a court-martial.
Hi, Huck. Grand Slam and Zap were just saying it's about time you threw a surprise inspection.
Negative, rock and roll. We've been called together for another mission. Steeler, is everyone else downstairs? Affirmative. According to the schedule, A-Team should be in the middle of individual weapons training. I'll send you straight down to join them at the staging level. Grand Slam, you must be the only motor pool in the world with a hydraulic lift that goes down. As well as the only one with 5 floors of armored basement under it. Last stop, tanks, laser cannons, and G.I. Joe Combat Training Center. At ease! All team members will report for briefing in the briefing room in 5 minutes.
Looks like we've got another hot mission, Breaker.
They're all hot missions, Scarlet. Bet it's the Burkhardt kidnapping.
They're gonna risk our butts to rescue a woman who's practically a traitor? How's that sit with you, Snake Eyes? Can I quote you on that?
12:41 hours. Cobra has Dr. Burkhardt stashed on an island in the Caribbean. We ran a Blackbird mission over it and shot this high-resolution hologram. We're almost certain they're holding Burkhardt in this old Spanish fort.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Hawk.
There's a pulse Doppler radar on this mountain that can spot a hang glider clear to the horizon. Surface-to-air missile sites are all over the place. Cobra is prepared for anything. Getting in will be very hairy.
Strength of garrison?
A full battalion, 1,200 men. The perimeter is heavy, with concertina wire, mines, tank traps, and machine gun bunkers. Presence of high voltage cables means they've got a heavy generator, which could mean that the fencing is electrified.
Sorry I asked.
Grunt, Stalker, and Short Fuse. You will take out the airfield tower and hangar, leaving one small aircraft intact. Flash and Breaker will take care of the radar. Mission Supply will fix you up with some special black boxes. Scarlet and Snake Eyes will knock out the generator in the fort. Your objective is to clear the way for the secondary team that will actually storm the fort. This is the only known photo of Cobra Commander. We don't know much about him, but if he's personally in charge of this operation, the odds against us double. This is the Baroness. Don't ever turn your back on her, unless she's dead. Even then, I'd search her for grenades. We all know this woman. The media painted a pretty black picture of her. But inflammatory headlines help sell newspapers, right?
Huck, are you trying to tell me she ain't no traitor?
Calm down, short fuse. We each took an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. That Constitution guarantees the right of every citizen to disagree with the government.
Sneckows is signaling me that he wants to know, how can the rights of an individual compare to the safety of an entire world? Wouldn't a B-52 bombing raid solve this problem with less risk?
No. We're the good guys, remember? The island is a civilian population. Besides, it's not our job to judge Dr. Burkhart.
What is our job?
We're soldiers. Our job is to follow orders, to do the impossible, and make it look easy. Monday, 9:20 hours, Cobra Island.
I trust you are uncomfortable, Dr. Burkhart. I admit the straps are excruciatingly tight, but they will prevent you from injuring yourself. When we begin the information extraction procedure, you are familiar with the rather disagreeable side effects of scopolamine and other so-called truth serums.
You'll never get a chance to use your filthy drugs on me. This whole island is going to be bombed off the map at any moment.
Really, Dr. Burkhart? Who would do such a thing?
Who do you think? A government that would sponsor something as reprehensible as the Doomsday Project isn't going to think twice about vaporizing a whole island to preserve its precious secrets?
Doctor, this situation is far more complex than you believe. That which seems mindless is often precisely choreographed. Don't you agree, Baroness?
It's always best to let your opponents think they know what you're up to.
Cobra Commander! Radar has spotted a submarine on the surface, 20 miles north of the island. It was there just long enough to launch a small boat and a landing party.
Excellent. Dispatch 2 heavy weapons platoons to cover the North Beach, and on their way, they can stop at the fishing village to carry out the contingency plan. My dear Dr. Burkhart, you will soon see the distinct advantages of having no scruples whatsoever.
2015 hours, the north coast of Cobra Island.
Do you see anything through those image intensifiers, Grunt?
Yeah, I see another pair of intensifiers staring straight back at me. Looks like Cobra is having a heavy hardware party on the beach, and we're the guests.
Time for Stalker to put a rocket in his pocket and crash the bash.
Ain't no lie. I love to fly.
Hurry up and strap on that jump. Jet mobile propulsion unit.
Another 50 yards and they'll be in range. Wait! Take cover! They've launched some sort of rocket at us!
Say, hey! Just thought I'd drop by and liven up your party with some fireworks.
Stucker's got them on the run! Go on that outboard! We're going in!
Don't leave! You'll miss my grand finale. I whistle stars and stripes forever, while using this laser blaster to strike the beach in time to the kettle drum parts. Looks like the party's over, gang. The host took the goodies and went home.
They'll be back in force.
Head for the tree line. We've got to get into the jungle and under cover.
There was nothing in Hawk's plans about being found out so early. Does that change anything, Flash?
Negative, Stalker. We proceed to our individual targets as planned.
Hank wasn't kidding. This mission is so hairy it's got dandruff.
20:35 hours. Cobra HQ.
Your troops turned tail and ran, Commander. The American intruder team escaped without a scratch.
We were outgunned, sir. They had some sort of portable air support. We were completely surprised.
Not as surprised as I. I hadn't expected any of you to survive. This G.I. Joe team is less efficient than I thought.
They are far too efficient for my taste. I say we kill the hostage now and send out fire teams to sweep the whole island.
No, my good Baroness. That's exactly what they want us to do. This initial landing is a feint, to draw my troops away from the fort, so that they can set up for a heavy assault, which will land on the closer beach. We have Dr. Burkhart. Therefore, they must come to us. And when they arrive, they will find the fort at full strength.
20:45 hours. The Cobra radar site.
Breaker, what makes our mission planning honchos so sure that this is the spot where the underground electrical cable runs? Simple, Flash. This is an unmanned radar site. The power source and radar screens must be in the fort. Draw a straight line between radar and fort, and you've got bad news. That's no cable. That's quarter-inch steel pipe. Breaker, you may be a whiz with communication equipment, but otherwise you're a real dummy. The cable's inside the pipe. What do we do now? We're 1,000 miles from the nearest Asteltine torch. I don't even have my P-38, my GI can opener, with me. Stand back, Breaker. This will be real touchy, but I can't be off it by a hair. But anything a torch can do, my laser rifle can do better. Flash, you have more nerve than brains. If you had severed that live cable, the whole mission would have been blown. But I didn't. So tell me how these gadgets of yours work. We tap into this line and record a tape loop of their all-clear radar signal, and then we play it back continuously. The 7th Fleet could sail in, and the Cobra radar scopes would show nothing but empty sea. Like I said, you're a whiz. 20:50 hours.
There she is, Snake Eyes. That's Dr. Burkhart. You may not do much talking, but I know what you're thinking. One well-placed shot, and we could scrub this mission and be home free. But that's the easy way. And if this job was supposed to be easy, G.I. Joe wouldn't have gotten it.
20:55 hours. The airfield.
This is gonna be like shooting ducks in a pond, Grunt.
I don't like it. It's too easy. What do you think, Stalker?
It stinks, but no worse than the rest of this lousy mission.
20:58 hours. The Pentagon. This is the Hydrofoil LCT, landing craft tank, that will land Force 2, the heavy assault team on Cobra Island.
There are only 6 men on that team. Do you expect them to spearhead straight through the front door of the fort?
Yes, sir. Opposition should be minimal. The airfield diversion will lead troops to the other end of the island.
And if the diversion fails?
Our men are on their own, all the way. 20:59 hours. 50 miles south of Cobra Island.
Huck, we're too far away to see anything. Why bother looking?
There's a fireworks display scheduled for that airstrip at 2100 hours. And that's just about... No!
Drop it on him, short fuse.
2100 hours, the airstrip.
Stalker, lay down some cover fire as we make tracks.
You got it, Grunt.
I still think this was too easy. They didn't even put up a fight.
I ain't gonna complain about
2101 hours.
Airstrip bunker team reporting. Everything is going according to plan. The intruders destroyed the dummy planes by motor attack. One light aircraft left intact. Over.
2110 hours. The fort.
Cobra Commander wants a constant radar check on the Southern Sea approaches. Nothing out there for 150 miles, sir.
2120 hours. Near the fishing village.
Halt! Who goes there? Stalker, Grunt, and Short Fuse.
The airstrip's been neutralized.
Ditto the radar.
We still have an ambush to set up. Let's go.
2130 hours. The fort.
Commander, they've already destroyed the airship. And yet, you still refuse to kill the hostage. If you have a master plan, I demand to be informed of it. Patience, Baroness. But Cobra's credibility is worthless unless we carry out our threat to kill her now. Go ahead and get it over with. I'm not going to help you anyway. All in good time, Dr. Burkhardt. One must defer pleasures if one wishes to savor them.
Commander, the G.I. Joe Heavy Assault Team has landed.
Splendid.
Rock and roll, take the right wing. Clutch and Grand Slam, take the left. We hear you, Huck. Steeler, you, Zap, and I are rolling right up the middle. Fall back! Nothing can stop them! They're smashing through the wire and breaking inside the perimeter!
Get back, Cobra. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Hey, Clutch, how is it that you always manage to swerve out of the path of artillery shells?
I like to say it's skill and determination, Grand Slam. But it's mostly stark fear and blind luck.
2140 hours. Inside the Spanish fort.
Ping, ping.
Their penetration team has just blown the main generators. Baroness, I believe it's time to fill you in on my game plan. Do you plan to kill Dr. Burkhardt now? No! Dr. Burkhardt is due at the airfield. Have a staff car and escort stand by her to transport her.
2155 hours. 2200 hours. The fishing village.
I don't believe it. Cobra wiped out the entire village.
Women and kids. Everybody.
They did it to keep them from helping us.
It's our fault. If we hadn't come here...
Calm down, Flash. It's not our fault. But we should do the decent thing and bury him.
Wrong, Breaker. We're not burying anyone, no matter how innocent they were. We got an ambush to set. If we take time out to clean up this mess, we might as well call Cobra right now and tell him we're bugging out.
330 hours. The road to the fort.
Grand Slam, I spotted 3 Cobra tanks in column formation.
I got you covered, Steeler. You can have dibs on the first 2.
Thanks, pal. Be careful. We've got infantry running through the bush here.
No sweat. I'll clean up the last tank while Rock and Roll gets his acting gear.
I'll play him a solo. A blast from the past called Wipeout!
22:30 hours. The fishing village.
Our orders are to deliver the woman to the airfield. We shall not fail.
But suddenly, unexpectedly,
Hang loose, Dr. Burkhart. I'll get you out of there in a second. We figured Cobra would try to get you off the island via the airfield if we made it hot enough for them.
What? You didn't figure on, pig, was the fact that you were doomed from the beginning.
The Baroness!
22:50 hours. The fort.
Everything is running according to plan, Dr. Burkhart. I knew that I wouldn't have the time to extract the Doomsday plan from you, unless I had neutralized the one force that had any chance of effecting a rescue. So I used you to lure the G.I. Joe team into a trap. I shall now don my special combat helmet. When the entire team is inside this castle, I shall activate the 5-minute timer on my wrist that will detonate 5 tons of high explosives, which is buried under the fort. Of course, we shall be well away in my helicopter by that time.
Meanwhile,
The main gate is down. Let's roll. The fort is ours. Rocket launcher at 6 o'clock. Get him, Zap.
Consider him scratched, Steeler.
Just the tank. We'll hitch a ride with Clutch and Grand Slam.
Hustle it. Things must be getting hot for Scarlet and Snake Eyes by now.
Huck should have been here by now. We can't wait any longer, Snake Eyes. We'll have to go after the Cobra Commander without support. Dr. Burkhart, but we saw her drive out the rear gate to the airfield.
Appearances can be deceiving, my lady. Please drop your weapons, or I shall be forced to terminate the life functions of the good doctor here.
You haven't a chance, Commander. The entire G.I. Joe team is right behind us.
I'm sure they are. But I sincerely doubt that even your illustrious team can penetrate 12 inches of case-hardened steel in time to be of any use.
That door is sliding down, cutting us off from the others.
meanwhile,
Stalker, what happened to the ambush? Dr. Burkhart pulled a no-show. We got the Baroness instead. But where's Scarlet and Snake Eyes?
Huck, I cased the whole fort. There's no sign of Burkhart, Scarlet, or Snake Eyes. But there's a locked steel door up that satchel charges won't scratch.
Indeed, I assure you that we won't be disturbed. Now that you've dropped your weapons, you will kindly step the far wall. The good doctor and I shall board our aircraft and depart. This activator will unlock the steel door in 5 minutes.
No, it's a trap. That's no door timer.
Stop it, you fool! You'll ruin everything!
They could have saved themselves, if not for me. I won't be responsible for their deaths. I won't let you He shot Dr. Burkhart, but he won't get away with it.
My wrist!
Just then,
Man, I don't care what Grand Slam says. I ain't hauling that laser cannon back down those stairs after this.
Cool it, rock and roll. Looks like we're too late.
Scarlet, Snake Eyes, you okay?
Yes, and so is Burkhart. Her arm's in pretty bad shape, but it'll heal. You could have left me to die, but you risked your own lives to save mine. I presume so many horrible things about you and the army. I guess I forgot that no one has a monopoly on scruples. Thank you. All of you. Oh my God! The timer! This whole fort is going up in less than 5 minutes.
Don't worry. We'll have old Cobra himself defuse it.
Hey, where is he?
I put him next to the Baroness just a second ago.
There, blood from his wounded hand. That floor panel must open up a hidden passage.
time's running out. We'll never get down the stairs and out the gate in time. Quick, everybody into the chopper. Zap, you're driving. Huck, I haven't pushed a joystick in a chopper in 2 years.
Relax. It's like riding a bike. You'll never forget.
Oh, yeah? I used to fall off my bicycle all the time. My tank, my Jeep, my motorcycle.
Don't sweat it, guys. General Austin will be glad to buy you all a new set of wheels when we show up with Dr. Burkhart.
I'd like to thank you all again. I still feel that all of my political actions were justified. But at least I now know that somewhere in the Pentagon, there are people who care.
0030 hours, the island airfield.
You'll have to take the stick for this whole trip, Baroness. My hand is completely useless.
Shall I plot a course for our true headquarters, Commander?
Yes, this endeavor has ended in failure. We must rest, for now.
And the end. So G.I. Joe classified file, The Pit, G.I. Joe Command Center. 5 levels of steel reinforced, radiation shielded, concrete, and alloy armor. A complete, self-contained environment, capable of withstanding a 5 megaton direct hit and remaining buttoned up past radiation substance. The surface buildings of the complex are fully operational, as what they appear to be. The motor pool that functions as the main axis can drop transmissions and do complete lube jobs. So the 3rd level, primary staging area, training area, pool. 1st level, vehicle elevators, passenger elevator, main garage area, escape route to water tower, heavy equipment elevator, stairs. 2nd level, secondary staging level, electronic communications room, situation and analysis rooms, main corridor, hologram room, briefing room, pentagon direct hookup room. All levels can be sealed. Separately in the bottom 2 levels, comprising living quarters, life support systems, an armory can operate hermetically sealed and independently for up to 6 months. All utilities are self-contained generators, relay batteries, atmosphere recycling apparati, and food stores are sufficient for 6 months of isolated operation. The 4th level, armory, hydraulics well, suites, living quarters. 5th level, files, computer banks, classified, top secret, generators, alternate escape route. Special bonus feature. Stanley presents G.I. Joe, a real American hero. Somewhere in the Middle East. I don't like it. Scarlet, rock and roll, and Snake Eyes are 2 hours overdue. The mad Colonel Sharif has been known to behead jaywalkers. So why don't we just bop across the border and... Negative, Clutch. We're sitting on the only escape route out of Sharif's emirate. Our job is to secure it until Scarlet and the others can safely pass through with the tape. If you read your orders before you'd swallow them, you know that the lives of our team members are secondary to the security of that tape.
Huck, that's Pentagon double talk. For if somebody gets wounded, leave him behind. I just don't feel right about sending Snake Eyes in with a team under those orders. He's too likely to take them seriously.
I wouldn't be too hard on him, Stalker. Cobra Command is bankrolling Colonel Sharif, and his fanatical Guardians of Paradise are an extremely unstable element in these parts. That tape our team is bringing back contains hard information that could defuse the situation. Scarlet is the senior member of the team. The responsibility for the tape is all on her shoulders. The tape is like a hot potato.
Do not despair, brother Guardians of Paradise. Even though Colonel Sharif himself is leading the reinforcement detachment that will help you smite the running dogs of the infidel warmongers.
Snake Eyes, rock and roll. You guys are the running dogs. I'm the lame duck. You heard the radio? The bad guys are gonna be here in a minute.
What are you talking about, Scarlet?
So Larry Hama, writer. Don Perron, penciler. Jack Abel, inker. Rick Parker, letterer. Glennis Ween, colorist. Tom DeFalco, editor.
The border is 10 miles across the desert. One person, traveling light and jogging all the way, can make it to the rendezvous with the tape, if someone were to stay behind and hold off the Guardians.
I'm not leaving you, Scarlet. Those Guardians are hardcore fanatics. I'll carry you if necessary. I can leave my ammo and machine gun.
That's right. You're leaving the machine gun, but you're not carrying anything but the tape. You'll notice that Snake Eyes has the safety off his persuader.
What the?
He's following his orders, rock and roll, which is more than I can say for you. Now drop off your gear. Here, it's your job now to get this tape to Hawk and the others. And Snake Eyes is going to be right behind you to make sure you don't turn back.
Sometime later,
I reckon we're about halfway to the border by now, Snake Eyes. I hope you know that after I hand this tape over to Hawk, I'm gonna put a powerful hurting on you. Man, carrying this tape is like owning one of those legendary diamonds. The ones with curses on them. Funny. I used to think you had some feelings for Scarlet. I must have been wrong. Listen, you could take the tape and let me go back for her.
Please, Snake Eyes. I never asked anything from you before. Let me. Snake Eyes?
Meanwhile,
Come on, you creeps. If you want to be the Guardians of Paradise, I'll send you to paradise. Snake Eyes, you crazy fool. Get over here and give me some cover fire. I think I've got some sand in my eye.
back at the border town,
Huck, don't you think we waited long enough? Something must have gone wrong.
all the more reason for staying put. If Scarlet's team is in trouble, they may be depending on us to be here when...
Shh! Flatten! It's a grenade! This is no grenade.
It's the tape. What's that?
Sounds like someone starting the motorcycle. Don't shoot! That's rock and roll! Rock and roll? He's headed back into the desert. He wouldn't go back unless Scarlet and Snake Eyes were still alive. We gotta go back and help him.
No. They put everything on the line to get that tape this far.
We can't fumble the pass. I guess we gotta the hot potato now.
Heed me, guardians of paradise. Are we not the lions of the desert? And the sworn protectors of the emirate? Sharif! 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 We must overwhelm these infidels with the power of our spirit. A special place is promised in paradise for all who fall in the cause. Even now, an attack plane is speeding to our aid from the nearest airfield. But we dare not wait, my brothers. Infidel reinforcement may arrive at any moment. We must storm their position, and we must win, because we are strong and united, and they are weak and cowardly.
Snake Eyes, I have to admit that I didn't expect you to come back for me. I appreciate the gesture, but it's a stupid waste. We've got 2 clips left, and that's it. You've still got time to make a run for the border.
However, at that moment,
Charge! Sharif!
Swell. Both of our guns are dry now. They'll overrun us with the next rave. I've been saving 2 shots in my backup piece. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be captured. Hey! What's that coming over the hill? It's rock and roll!
Eat lit hot lead, turkeys!
Rock and roll! You're supposed to deliver the tape.
I did. Hop on. This is no time for small talk. Hawk is holding the hot potato now.
Airstrike! The infidels are escaping on a motorcycle!
I see them, my colonel. I shall begin my strafing run.
Now!
Hawk, you saved us. You blasted that buzzard off our backs.
You're the last guy I would have expected to come back for us. Where's the hot potato?
the tape, Stalker's got it. If he's made it to the airport in time. He's halfway to Gibraltar by now.
Dinner time, Mr. Stalker? What would you like with your steak?
A potato. Make it hot. Real hot. And the end. G.I. Joe classified file.
If I miss with this, I know I can get it with the machine pistol.
Code name Scarlet. File name O'Hara Shanna M. SNRA 242967434. Primary military specialty, intelligence. Secondary military specialty, classified. Birthplace, Atlanta, Georgia. Grade E5. She began her martial arts training at age 9 and was awarded her first black belt at age 15. Graduated, Advanced Infantry Training and Ranger School, Special Ed, Covert Ops School, Marine Sniper School, Special Air Service School, Marine Taekwondo, Qualified Expert, M14, M16, M19 11A1, M79, M3A1, M700 Remington Sniper Rifle, MAC-10 XK-1 Power Crossbow, Throwing Stars Garrote K-Bar. G.I. Joe Classified File. Breaker! Breaker!
Let's hear it for communications.
Badoom, 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 you will be mine, all mine. Codename Breaker. File name Kibby Alvin R. SN RA7 577993518. Birthplace Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Grade PFC. Breaker is familiar with all NATO and Warsaw Pact communication gear. Specialized education. Signal School. Covert Electronics. Project Gamma. Qualified Expert M16. M1911A1. Mac 10 Ingram. Classified. Speaks 7 languages. G.I. Joe Classified File. Some things in this man's army never change. Codename Flash. File name Gambello Anthony S. Primary military specialty Infantry. Secondary military specialty Electronic CBR. Birthplace Lodi, California. Grade E4. Flash is highly skilled in many aspects of electronic technology and is capable of equipment repair in the field. Specialized education, electronics school, chemical school, covert electronics, qualified expert, M16, M1911A1, XMLR 1A, shoulder-fired laser rifle. G.I. Joe Classified File.
This may look easy, but I don't want any of you kids trying it.
Codename Stalker. File name Wilkinson Lonzo R. SN RA725054399. Primary military specialty Infantry. Secondary military specialty Medic Interpreter. Birthplace Detroit, Michigan. Grade E5. Stalker was warlord of a large urban street gang prior to enlistment. Fluent in Spanish, Arabic, French, and Swahili. Graduated top of class, basic combat training, advanced infantry training, top of class, special training, U.S. Army Language School, Intelligence School, qualified expert, M14, M16, M1911A1, auto pistol, M3A1, grease gun, M32 pulverizer, submachine gun. G.I. Joe Weapons Profile. Vamp. Vehicle Attack Multi-Purpose. I'm Clutch, and this is my badge short. Under that OD hood, she's got a 4.8 liter fueled injected turbocharged V12 that can punch her up fully loaded to 140 miles per hour. Now that's some heavy badness coming at you. Crew 1. Range 550 miles. Specifications: armament 2x50 cal MG twin mount, 1x 7.62 mm MG hood, 50 cal twin mount computer synchronized machine guns, self-sealing gas cans, roll cage, 7.62 mm MG, quartz halogen headlamps with electric defrost, heavy-duty winch, self-sealing off-road flotation tires, heat extractors. G.I. Joe Weapons Profile. Multi-ordnance battle tank. Codename Mobat. 50 caliber MG, periscope cover, system laser guiding sight slug. Engine vents, 130mm cannon, commander's cupola, main battle turret, frontal space Chobham armor, armored side skirts, torsion bar suspension, watertight compartments, zoom control, 55mm to 1600mm, infrared lens, motor drive autofocus, built-in comlinks.
Heads up, troopers. I'm Steeler, and this is my baby. the G.I. Joe multi-ordnance battle tank. She's got a fire control system built into her main turret that does everything but pull the trigger. The laser guidance sight determines range and deflection, and the inboard computer does the rest.
Specifications: Crew 4, armament 1 times 130 gun times 50 caliber MG. Armor classified: engine multi-fuel turbine. Speed 60 miles per hour. Range 350 miles. And that's the end of G.I. Joe Real American Hero number 1. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. If you have any requests you want me to do, just let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you when I can do the request. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.